The hollers and hills of Appalachia are rooted in American tradition. These traditions are often traced back to early colonial America. And while the outside world has seemed to abandon the traditional ways of our ancestors and have adopted new traditions, the 26.4 million people who call this region home have not. This tradition is what brought me and my three compadres over 8 hours from our home base in Liberty, New York, to West Virginia. We came in search of something raw, something authentic, something truly Americana. We came to understand the traditions and the way of the hound hunter.
Where are we? Home for the next week?
We're in the holler. We made it, man. Look at these fucking mountains, dude. At the bottom.
Everything is up.
Everything is up.
Everything is up from here, man.
At least home is downhill.
I gotta take a piss so bad.
I'm back.
I'm pretty sure you're in the bathroom, bud. Home sweet home.
Once we got settled, we headed over to meet our friends and hosts for the week. We exchanged stories of seasons past and learned a great deal about bear hunting with hounds. Houndsmen and hound hunting is synonymous with the region, similar to that of the cowboy in the American West, and remains one of the many hidden relics unscathed by mainstream culture. I asked one of our hosts, JR, what it meant to be a hound hunter and how it was different than other styles. Here's what he said.
I guess it's a lot more passionate, a lot more work, a lot more challenging than just sitting around waiting on an animal to walk out in front of you and shoot it. You work all year long.
His partner Rick also had this to say.
What's different here hunting bears than in Michigan over a corn pile? It'd be the love of the hounds. We're all houndsmen sitting here.
Yeah.
We love our dogs.
There's no debating it. These dogs come first. That's evident in their attitude towards retrieving their hounds all the way to their housing conditions. These men and women understand success is dependent on a safe and healthy pack of dogs.
Our pets. And you said when we take them out, we bring them back 90% of the time. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's more like 99.999% of the time. You might turn loose today, and if one of them collars malfunction, you're going to see us with our eyes barely open the next day until we're out there finding them, because I am not leaving.
You're going to see everybody looking.
Yeah,
the guy that owns the dog is going to be up there looking, and everybody's going to be around him.
These men are serious about their hounds. A 99.99% retrieval rate is pretty darn good if you ask me. It's just another testament to their dedication of their canine counterparts. Come opening morning, these hounds were ready to roll, and so was the convoy. A whole posse showed up, some with hounds, some without, but all with the same goal in mind: safely and efficiently find a bear and tree it. The way JR, Rick, Mike, and the crew plan on achieving this task is by rigging the dogs through the terrain in their specialized side-by-sides. These machines are perfect for navigating the rough mountainous landscape that these bears call home. The plan was for everyone to spread out and rig the dogs. But the mountainous landscape make this a difficult task. These majestic and beautiful mountains remain unaltered by the current age of man and technology, and the perfect home for black bears.
People don't understand these dogs. They love what they do. They absolutely love it. They're waiting out there on their chains right now. Can't wait for tomorrow morning to.
Especially where we hunt. We don't hunt.
We're
We're not hunting in the desert. We're not hunting flat land. Like it's the roughest country in. I think it's some of the roughest country in the world. I've been here to New Mexico to checking stuff out, and I think we're in some of the roughest country right here in this holler. We hunt. These dogs are proven.
After spending much of the day rigging and free casting the hounds, JR's dogs struck a bear and we released them. After a short period of time, we noticed the dogs bunched up in one particular location. The use of Garmin handheld GPS units paired with special collars on each dog made this possible. We got as close as we could with the side-by-sides, gathered dog leads, and proceeded our steep ascent to the hounds baying around a large rock formation. As we got closer, the anticipation built higher and higher, and the adrenaline started kicking in, unsure of what exactly is taking place amongst these large rocks. Dealing with a close-quarter encounter is a scenario these men and women are all too familiar with. As we inch closer to the rocks, the excitement builds and the moment of truth is slowly approaching. This excitement, this rush, this experience is why they do it. It's why we came. Once we reached the top, we soon realized these particular dogs had gotten stuck amongst the rocks. A few dogs made it around the formation and were able to tree the small bear not far away. Mike made a quick recovery of JR's hounds while we worked on getting the dogs on this side of the mountain out of the rocks. This is just one of examples of the extremely rough terrain and how frequently it factors into their success. It's part of the game and the crew took it as such. We headed back to camp for the evening, eager to try a different side of the mountain in the morning.
Right, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's an assist.
Oh yeah. Straight to the dome. Definitely, ma'am. Hey man, tell us what the plan is today.
That's the game.
Hey bud, what's the plan today? What are we going to do?
I'm trying to go find some bears.
Look at me. Going to find some bears? You think we're going to find a big one?
Yes.
Yeah. Setting up your Garmin?
Yeah, because I have all these dogs.
The next morning was more of the same. As a group split up, rigged the dogs, and hoped for a strike. This time, instead of treeing, the bear found a hole. We began to get into position to remove the dogs. Then all at once, the dogs and bear burst out of the hole.
These walker dogs are different. They'll run something through the country and bring it out somewhere every time. I mean, I'm not bragging on the dog. I'm telling you, we hunt the hardest, roughest country. We've seen it day in, day out. If the bear don't tree, they will run him until he cannot run. That's all there is to it, and not hurt the animal.
And there's not one person at this table, right, that has said that we own the best in the world. That's just not been said. And I can tell you this much. We like what we have. We like the results we're getting. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And I'm sure individual dogs out there, there's probably some that's better than some or whatever. But as a bloodline, we like what we got. We're going to keep doing it. And if people like what we got, they're welcome to come along. And if not, we're still going to be here doing it the way we do it. Bear dogs are made 4 days a week out there chasing them, and
Dedication.
And you can have the prettiest equipment in the world, but if you don't have the time, the bloodline, desire, in not just the dogs, but in you,
Family involvement.
and family that'll put up with it.
Family. It's the main fabric woven into the cloth these men and women are cut from. Without the support of family, quality hound handlers wouldn't exist. Quality hounds wouldn't exist. Hound hunting wouldn't exist. Family is what ensures a new generation of hound hunters, which has allowed this great American hunting style to survive centuries.
Yeah? Let's go, let's go! That was awesome.
Straight up, baby.
I will say, bear hunting here in West Virginia has taken a big rebound. I mean, there's a lot of bear hunters now. There's not near as many as I would say there was back in the day, but there's been a big bounce. There's been a lot of people shift from coon hunting.
Although the purpose, techniques, and requirements of hound hunting haven't changed much throughout the years, the views and opinions of individuals less educated in the culture have threatened its existence. However, the one thing that cannot be erased is the footprint hounds have had on Americans and the culture we have developed. One thing that can remain certain is hounds and hound hunting has its place and is something that should remain protected. As we prepare to leave, I begin to ponder the concept of hunting. What does it mean? And I've determined it doesn't have just one meaning. Its meaning is multilateral. To some, hunting is sitting 20 feet in a tree in the middle of November chasing the whitetail. To others, hunting is hiking a drainage listening to the sound of bugling elk, or perched in a duck blind in the flooded timbered flyways of Middle America. But to a select few, hunting is listening to the sound of a hound working a track along the top of a faraway ridge.
See all this going, you're like, well, then you better get a pup, because this is where it's at.